Check it.
Okay, I want this baby stretched.
Exactly. I don't want it to serve its purpose anymore.
Yeah, because if I just leave it, it's just like...
Yeah, it's dangling. It's in the microphone, and that sounds bad.
It does
makes us
sound
look
bad.
amateurs.
It does.
Even though we are amateurs, but, you know.
Well, I mean, we're like a little bit better than just amateurs. Like, we're like...
Are we? Because you don't have a topic, and I only have one topic, so...
I have topics.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I have plenty.
Today?
Yeah.
That's a fucking shock.
Excuse you, that's really rude. Anyway, welcome to the Lucky 13 podcast. I'm Jake, and with me, as always, is the wonderful, yet deplorable Benjamin.
Okay, I thought I was going to introduce myself, but okay.
Nah.
Jacob already said it.
You're
for
changing
me.
up. You changed up the intro last time, so now I'm changing it up again.
I'm Ben. No, continue. Go ahead.
So, Ben, how you been?
I've been good.
You been good?
Yeah, I actually do have something to share.
Yeah,
this
you do?
week. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Do you
Yeah.
want to start, or?
Yeah, sure. Fuck it, I'll start.
Yeah. Oh, man, I'm liking
So
all
I
these
actually got
changes.
into an argument this week.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's over the stupidest shit too, because it was like one of those moments where like, you know, you're obviously fucking right, but still the other party is just like, no, it's just this stupid back and forth.
I gotta
right?
ask: is this obvious? Like they knew they were wrong, and they're just not willing to give it up, or they just genuinely thought they were right?
Well, I fucking hope they knew they were wrong, because I sure as shit know I wasn't wrong.
Okay, so what? Can you give me the scenario?
Well, yeah, sure. It
Unless
was
it's
here
about
when
me.
you said
Yeah,
you
okay.
said fucking 1 to 10 rating scale is better than the alphabetical system, and you're fucking wrong.
You know, it's really funny bringing this up because I also wanted to bring this up. So we're gonna hash this out right now. All right, and I'm gonna defend myself right now. All
Go
right?
ahead.
Okay, so your whole thing.
Yes.
Actually, reiterate your point. Reiterate your whole like deal about it.
Okay, so our argument here is you think you should rate like pieces of media 1 to 10, right?
Yeah.
On a 1 to 10 scale.
Yes.
I believe
with an asterisk, but we'll get back to it.
okay, with an asterisk, and I believe that you should just very simply rate things through the alphabetical system,
See, I
F
don't-
through A.
I don't like that.
Why?
Well, because like, how is that any different than like a normal numerical system? Because no one's gonna watch anything below a C anyway. Because like,
If it makes you feel any better, we can switch it from 1 to 5.
see, I at least like the number better because there's a little bit of nuance in the numbers, right? You can fudge it a little bit with some decimals, right?
Sure.
And this is my big deal. And so like this is why I like 10, right? Because it's a nice even scale. My fucking issue with it though,
With the 1 to tail?
with the
With
1 to 10, I have a very distinct issue. Is that if something is average, people default to like a 7.
Yes.
I hate that
Uh-huh.
because that's not what a 7 is.
Yeah.
A 7 is like that's really above, like that's actually pretty good. But like when people say that normally, they're like, yeah, it's a 7. You just meant to say 6. Like, you meant to say 5 or 6, but you're like, that sounds really low. I'm gonna like bump it up. So why even have the whole bottom end of the scale if you're gonna use it like that?
I agree, and that's why I'm saying let's cut the bullshit out. Let's cut the bottom scale. No
But
one uses
letter-
2 to 5.
But letter grading,
Uh-huh.
it has the exact same problem
How so?
because D is the average.
No.
Yes.
No, it is not. C is
Yes.
the average.
No, D is the average because on our like like if we're going by like the way the school system use it, which everyone in America understands, right?
Sure.
Anything 50% or below is an F, which means 60% is a D, 70% is a C, 80% is a B, and 100%, well, 90 to 100% is an A.
Yeah.
So average is D. And anything below average, which we all agree is unwatchable, just immediately goes into the fail category. So you're giving more nuance to the upper end of that. Like if you say it's average, okay, is an average meaning lower end of average, like a D, or average in like the higher end, like a C? Because you'll watch a C before you watch a D,
Yeah.
and a B is really good.
Yes.
A is masterpiece.
There you go.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But
So what's
like-
the issue?
The issue is why not just do that with the 10 rating then? It's like the same
Again,
thing.
we're still having issues. See, my issue with the 1 to 10 is nobody uses 2 to 5, and I rarely see 6s because of the issue that you just listed.
Well, see, that's my thing. Because if
Uh-huh.
everybody fixed that issue, because then, like, all right, 5 below, bad,
Yeah.
right? It's it's kind of the same thing. This is why I kind of like the 10 a little bit more than this like theoretical letter grading, because now you have a nuance to the bad side.
But you can.
Just let me finish.
Okay.
Let me
Go
finish.
Ahead. Go ahead.
Because there are definitely, I absolutely believe this, degrees of bad. If we're gonna have degrees of good, we need to have like, okay, how bad? Because if it's like below average, but like that's it, that's unwatchable. Honestly, the worst score you could ever give something,
Okay.
I think, is like a 4 or a 3
On the 10 system.
on my 10 system.
Okay. Yeah.
Is like a 4 or 3. That's like mediocre.
Okay.
But like 2 and 1, that's like so bad you're looping back around. Like it's so bad that you want to share it with people. 1 is absolutely like, it's so bad. It's like 1 is The Room.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
And then 2 is like approaching The Room territory. And then like 3 and 4 is just, it's just whatever schlock you want to throw in there.
Okay.
See, so my 10 rating, it makes sense, right? You see where the logic is, right?
I suppose, but my issue is you continue going on about like, oh, we need this different nuances for critiquing shit.
I do.
But I feel it's shit. Why do I care about, it's
okay.
less shit than other shit.
If you
We're comparing
weren't-
shit, Jacob. I don't care.
If you weren't the guy who would sit there and be like, I only watch stuff that has like massive critical acclaim.
I
If you
agree.
weren't that guy,
Uh-huh.
I'd be with you and I understand where you're coming from.
Okay.
But you are that guy, which means your degree of like what's watchable.
Yeah, because I have good taste.
No, you go with what everybody else says is
Yeah,
good, and you
I
don't
go with the flow. I'm not trying to be the outlier here and just, oh no, I'm going to search through this pile of shit and hopefully I'm going to find gold.
But that's like, to me, that's the approach of like, I want to be aware of what everybody's talking about, but I don't want to put in the effort to bring something new to the table.
Why would I do that?
Because
Why
that's the
why would I
point.
think, oh, I'm the special chosen one that's going to find this golden turd?
Okay, I'm not saying you're fucking like some like niche movie reviewer who's
Yeah.
like, oh, I got an opinion. No one cares about that guy. My point being though, like if we're like talking, right?
Sure.
And you're like, and I say something along the lines of like, I like John Wick, right?
Uh-huh.
The guy who can come and be like, oh, if you like John Wick, you'll like X movie. The Raid, or that would also be a good example of like if someone was like, hey, I really like that Judge Dredd movie that came out, the one that's just called Dredd, because it literally has the exact same plot line as The Raid. It's like the same thing. See, that's what I mean, because then you can come in with like that niche recommendation and someone be like, oh, I'll check that out, and then now they have a new favorite movie.
Well, to me, what would you like for instance, on your 1 to 10 scale, what would you rate Dread?
On my scale,
Yes.
8.
8.
8.
What would you rate The Raid and John Wick?
In general, John Wick, I'm not getting into semantics
Sure.
for conversation's sake.
Yep.
John Wick sits in that like 8 to 9 territory.
Okay.
I enjoy John Wick a lot.
Okay.
Same with The Raid,
Okay.
So like, I think those are really good movies, but like The Raid, for example, is a movie we've both seen that
Yes.
I got you to watch
Mm-hmm.
on a recommendation I had gotten because I had heard like this is like one of the best action movies ever.
Yeah.
And that's like a perfect scenario because had you ever even heard of that movie before?
No.
Exactly. So because I was willing to experiment and hop around and look for stuff, I found a movie we both love. You see what I'm saying now?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
There
But
we
here,
go.
let me bring it back to you.
Here we go. Oh, but you're gonna have to watch so much bad shit.
No. But how did you hear about The Raid?
Because I listened to a podcast that was strictly about action movies, and I trusted their opinion.
Uh-huh.
Because when they go talking about X movie, and I go, yeah, I like those too. I'm like, these guys, I like these guys' tastes. And they're like, our favorite movie is X movie. And I was like, I want to watch that now.
And they rated it highly,
Yes.
is what you're telling me.
Yes.
So if they had rated it a 6, would you have bothered?
You can sell me on a 6.
God, what?
You can. No, I 100% believe this. But also, this is where another point where I think you and me differ.
Uh-huh.
Is I can see merit in watching something that's not necessarily good.
Okay, yeah, that's where you lost me. Why would I bother?
Well, because like I think like a show can be terrible in my opinion, or movie, game, whatever, but it can do something. It can do one thing really right, and to me, depending on how you spin it, I think that can be like a good enough reason to watch it. Because okay, what if you have like for example, you could give me a show that's like a 4, like bad, like that's right in the mediocre territory. But say it has like this one aspect that it does really, like it's like wholly unique, and it brought something fresh to the table, I'd watch it. I'd watch it just to see what that is.
But how would you even know that it had that uniqueness to it?
Well, I'm also willing to experiment. But I will say, if I go like those kind of shows,
Yeah.
I end up stumbling into
On accident?
on accident. Usually it's like when I go to watch like anime or whatever,
Sure.
because I watch a lot of it.
Yeah,
So,
you're a
like,
degenerate. Yeah.
yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, while you were studying movies, I was studying The Blade. Is that what you want to hear?
Yes.
Yeah, no. So like I'll like stumble into shows where I'm like, man, this shit's like hot garbage, man. This shit's fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But then there'll be like some aspect I'm like, oh, that's new. That's
Mhm.
fun. I like that. And then I'll watch it for like just that one thing.
Yeah, but usually, even when I give something a chance like that, where it has like that certain uniqueness, I'm just like, well, this could have been done better. You know, if I was in charge of it, I would have done X. You know, I would have done that.
But in the sense
in
of
on it more.
like a movie, right? Like say like the first John Wick wasn't that great.
Okay.
Like it was like my 6. It was
Okay.
a 6 for me, right?
Right.
But the action scenes were really good. Like
Okay.
they're like you see a lot of potential, and they do action scenes wholly unique. Would you not be interested to see what they could do the next time?
Well, yeah, I would hope that they would learn from the first film and then just say, oh, maybe the sequel will do better, and then I don't know.
Well, that's like the whole point. That's like the point of watching movie. I don't understand why you don't like this.
Because I want to see on my scale. I want to see the 4s and 5s. I don't want to. Why am I going to waste time? 1, 2, 3.
You meant 1 for 5. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, my
Sorry.
scale.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying though that I think I can be a little more forgiving.
Yes, I would agree that you are certainly more forgiving than I am.
Mm.
I value my time far too much.
Okay, see now you say that,
Mhm.
but then you said when we went earlier out, because we went and got lunch/dinner with my brother.
We sure did.
You said some shit in the car that made me real mad.
What did I say?
I'm gonna tell you what you said in a second here,
Uh-huh.
because we were talking about a show,
Mhm.
and despite you outwardly already not liking it, you declared that you were gonna watch it anyway.
I don't remember this
Squid
conversation.
Games.
What about it?
You already don't like it because it's everywhere, right?
Yes.
But when my brother started talking about it, you told him, no spoilers, because you were going to watch it.
Right.
You already don't like it. Why are you going to bother?
Whoa. I didn't say I don't like the show. I said I didn't like how much talk there is about the show. I don't like things that are talked about.
I agree.
Remember, I come late to the party on these shows. I didn't watch
I do
like
too. I do too. Yeah, I do that too. But I mean, like, you already know how these things go. You already know how this popular like drivel is gonna like pan out. It's not gonna nearly be good.
Barely.
I don't know.
Look, I'm just saying I'm willing to give it a shot because
You'll give
there's so
this
much
a
talk.
shot.
I will.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I think Squid Game is fucking bad.
Well, you know, we
my
can talk about it
opinion-
when I watch it,
Okay.
and like a year from now.
Look, my whole opinion on Squid Games is that everybody watched that first episode with the red light, green light doll.
Yeah.
Like that one thing. And then they went to like Twitter and they were like, oh my God, I love Squid Game. This shit's so fucking crazy. And then that was it. And then they never watched anything else. Because I never see any shit about any other games they play.
Yeah, all I know is the cookie one and the red light, green light.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
of
it.
any other like games.
And
they
then
play.
the outfits. Like everybody knows the masks with the symbols on them.
Yeah.
Although I am like you and I kind of hate popular things, right?
Yeah.
I got really mad at because I was watching TV the other day. Like I was just like passing by as it was on in another room.
Yeah.
And I started getting mad because a Squid Game ad came on.
Mm.
And I was like, what the fuck? Why does this Netflix show have an ad? Because they had like the symbols.
Mhm.
And then I felt really dumb because it was a PlayStation commercial. I got myself. Because I saw the
you
square.
bamboozled yourself.
Yeah, I saw the square and the circle and the X. And I was like, oh,
You feel your blood pressure right.
yeah. And then I saw the triangle and I went, what? And then I saw like the PlayStation thing come. I was like, oh fuck, that's embarrassing.
Mm.
So I will admit, sometimes I get a little irrationally angry
Yeah.
at popular stuff.
Yeah.
But I still feel justified because I guarantee most people haven't even fucking seen the whole show, that whole show.
I mean, when I give something a chance, I'm gonna watch the whole show.
You do that. When
Yeah.
you rarely do give something a chance,
Mhm.
you go all in.
Yeah.
And I do respect that.
Mhm.
I do respect that.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's gonna be worth it. I think you're gonna watch it and be like, that was bad.
Well, I'll be like everyone else, and I'll just say, "Wow, the first 2 episodes are really good," and then I don't know what happened the rest.
I don't even think the first 2 episodes are good.
Well, there go the rest of our viewerships.
Look, I'm
Way to
sorry.
go.
No, people want a hot take. I'm giving you a hot take right now.
Well, you can reveal as much as you can without spoiling me.
Look, it's just everything you've seen about it in social media. That's all there is to it. There's nothing else to it besides that. That's just nihilism. It's nothing to it. There's nothing to it. It's just for the shock value. Like Battle Royale did this like 100 times better like 10 years ago. I swear to God, it's the same shit. But anyway,
Okay, then.
that's the Squid Game ran out of the way.
Yeah. We'll get back to it next year when I finish it.
Man, when no one cares anymore.
I know, and that's the perfect time to talk about it because that's when I'll be interested.
Fair enough.
Well, Jacob.
Yeah.
Are you willing to admit that your rating system is wrong?
No, I'm not willing to. I think mine makes perfect sense.
I think yours is dumb.
Why is mine dumb? Mine's just yours, but expanded.
Yours is mine, but with a lot more steps.
Yeah? Which makes it more thorough.
Look, I know you.
Yours is like
I
the
know
light
you're the
version.
analytical person between both of us.
Yes,
and
you're
you're the
correct.
actual one that has experience because
Yes.
you actually upload that stuff to the channel.
Yes.
However,
Here we
I'm
go.
just saying.
Someone's going to tell me how to do my job.
Well,
Alright, I'm used to this.
Well, I'm just saying that perhaps maybe if you did a 1 through 5, that would make it more easier for me as a viewer.
I don't give out scores.
Well, maybe you should.
No. I'm not going to tell people what to think about stuff.
Well, isn't that the point of a review?
No, the review is like you just present everything that you found and you let them.
Oh,
make
you're
their
gonna
own
be
opinion.
you're one of those people that are just
Oh
like,
my
you
God.
come up with your own opinion at the end. Oh.
Oh, heaven forbid! I asked someone to watch my videos to have a critical opinion about the media they consume. Heaven forbid! I'm sorry.
Jacob,
were we making
how do I
videos
know
for
if I'm
sheep?
supposed to feel good about a game if I don't know your opinion on it?
Oh, I'm sorry. Were we making videos for sheep?
Yes.
All right, fuck, you got me. You got me on that one.
That's how we get the viewership. God damn it!
And this is what Benjamin thinks about all of you.
Yep.
Subscribe. Hit the bell.
And feel free to tell me if I'm right, and if you think I'm wrong, don't bother commenting.
Don't play his games.
Don't
all right?
comment.
You're gonna boost his analytics. Even he wants you to argue because that's just as good as someone who agrees. He don't play it in his games.
It's fun being up here. Well then, since we're going to agree to disagree,
Mhm.
what else do you have for us, Jacob? What else do you want to discuss?
So I got to give like a little preface to this.
Uh-huh.
All right,
Does it involve me in any negative light whatsoever?
not negative, but it will involve you
Okay, continue.
because I want your opinion on this.
Oh, okay.
So, but I will say I do know. Because I want to talk about video game real fast.
Okay,
But I do know there's a good portion of people who listen to this who don't give a shit about games.
I agree.
So I do want to say it's not going to be like a recurring thing, but it is
Mhm.
something that's like part of our lives.
Yeah.
So it's going to come up every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't care for that, just feel free to skip forward. It really doesn't matter. I promise this won't take more than 30 minutes.
Mhm.
But I don't want you to give up on me just because I'm like, oh, I have a video game I want to talk about.
Sure.
It just comes up from every time to time. And this one I really want to talk to you about
Okay.
because something came out the other day.
Okay.
And I really want your opinion on it
Sure.
because Skyrim got released again.
Oh, fuck. Okay, that's why.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
So
uh-huh.
a little bit of priming for anyone who's gonna stick through this. Skyrim came out 10 years ago, and it's like a Bethesda open world game, and Ben fucking loves this game. It's like one of his favorite games of all time.
It's actually number 2 in my top games of all time.
Yeah, right after Max Payne.
Mhm.
And what the game's actually about is kind of irrelevant to what I want to ask you about. Just the important part is this game came out 10 years ago, and then about 5 years ago, it got released again.
Yep.
And since then, it has been ported to fucking everything. It is on PC. It's on your Switch. It's on every form of Xbox.
On
it's
your fridge, it's on Alexa.
Pretty much, yes. You can get this game on everything.
Yes.
And then just the other day, because we're recording this on the 3rd, so on the 11th?
Yes, on the 11th.
On the 11th, on its anniversary, because it released on November 11th, 2011,
Mm-hmm.
on its 10-year anniversary on the dot, it released another version,
Yeah, the anniversary edition.
the anniversary edition. What is your thoughts on this? What do you think about them releasing an entirely new version of the same game again?
Me personally, and there's a way that I could finish this in one sentence, but
Please don't. We need the time. I don't know if you know how podcasts work. I need more than that.
Sure, but me personally, I'm of the mind that I really wish that they would move on to just like their new game.
Yeah.
And just really focus. But from my understanding, I'm not sure if I don't think their team was too focused on like the anniversary edition, since the anniversary for also as a expansion for Jacob's explanation, it's only includes like
Microtransaction content.
Yes, but it's free in the anniversary.
It's free
edition.
in this one. It's all
yes,
included. Yeah.
It's all included. However, in their previous version, which was special edition, they included the creation club.
Yes.
Yeah.
They included the store in which you could buy extra add-ons.
Yes.
And all of those that had come out since then are now included in this new version. And did they also do like graphical updates? I swear to God, this looks slightly better than the last version that came out. I swear to God, it looks just like marginally better.
I want to say no.
I could believe it, but I just wasn't sure.
I'll say no, but honestly, I have zero interest in Anniversary Edition, so I can't say that I've looked through the patch notes. So, but yeah, the whole issue with porting, like, I don't know if you heard the definitive edition for Grand Theft Auto that recently got released,
Mm-hmm.
and that is a
Train wreck.
I don't know what your opinion on the graphics wise of that are.
Like everybody else's. It looks bad.
Okay,
It's really bad.
I agree. I'm not sure why. I'm not even a big fan of San Andreas. I hated it.
Really?
I really hated it. I disliked it
Wow.
when I first played it. But I didn't play it when I was a kid. I played it when like 3 years ago.
Yeah, like an adult.
So it didn't hold up.
After playing like 5.
But yeah, that's how you shouldn't do a port.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, it's just crazy enough that, like, I'm kind of mixed about Skyrim in general and, like, how they've treated it.
Yeah.
Because on one hand, I like that it's on everything because it makes it accessible, right?
Yeah. And
It keeps it as a medium alive.
And I think that it should be the goal of the port is just, hey, you can now play this on the PS5s or whatever,
Yes. Yeah. And I think that's great, right?
Yeah.
But, man, like, I'm so mixed about this anniversary edition.
How's that?
So, like, I bought it.
You bought it?
Yeah, I bought it.
You fool.
Well, I was just curious, right?
Sure.
I was just curious. I was like, fuck it. It's $20. It's not that much. It's not like I will give them credit. It's not like you're buying another $60 full price version of Skyrim.
Like Grand Theft Auto?
Yes. They didn't at least do that. It's like, okay, this is an add-on to the last upgrade we did.
Yeah.
Like that's how you're going to get it like in 90% of the cases. I don't know if you can even buy Anniversary Edition on your own. I'm just going to go with the most of to just give that little bit of wiggle room.
Right.
And so, like, I gotta give them credit. They're like, we're not going to charge you everything. And if we're going off of their prices for all the stuff in, like, their, like, microtransaction shop, that's actually pretty good value if that's all you're getting, right?
Mm-hmm.
But on the other side, it's like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why can't you just give me that stuff? Like, have you not made enough money from this fucking game? Can you just be like, all right, Anniversary Edition, here you guys go, and then they just shove all that shit down?
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I have been playing it, and it's gotten me to play Skyrim again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what I've been doing, like, the past 2 days.
Right.
And in a way, I kind of like all the microtransaction stuff that's been added, because now it's just fully incorporated into the game, like, naturally.
Yeah.
Like anyone who's played these before, you know that the quests that usually are kind of obnoxious, because they'll just, like, do a fucking pop-up, and then it just tells you where to go, and the quest starts, and you just go and collect the shit you just bought.
Yeah.
In this version, it's all paced out. So, like some of them won't pop up till you hit a certain level requirement. Some won't pop up unless you find a book that's about them. Some you have to go talk to someone. Some you have to, like, they're all scattered around. Some you just have to stumble into them. So if you don't know where it is, you'll never find it.
Yeah.
Which, in a way, I kind of like that, because now it's like I'm playing Skyrim for the first time again, where there's new stuff to find and new things to explore, and like now there's a bunch of new armors because there's like a huge alternate armor pack, and like they don't look like Nord armor like from Skyrim, but they look wholly unique and different. And
Yeah.
you know, I like the stuff they added, which makes me want to look favorably on it. But at the same time, what the fuck are you doing, Bethesda? And even when you port this game, it's still like a $60 port. Like, if I want to play it on my Switch, I got to pay full price for Skyrim.
Mm.
I bought Skyrim like 3 times. I'm not going to buy it. I don't want to buy it anymore. Stop making me buy this fucking game.
Well, Jacob, you kind of said it out loud, and that was my sentence, because I remember Todd Howard himself said, if you don't want any more ports, then stop buying it. And I was like, well, shit, that makes sense.
Yeah.
If you still have a market for it, why are you just like, nah, we're done, and I'm not gonna do that anymore. I don't want more money.
But see, I think that's a bad reasoning to like tell people, because then that's taking the onus off them and throwing it on us, right? On the consumer side.
Well, it's not really like it's not saying your fault. It's just, well,
it is.
That's why we're doing it.
Well,
it's an explanation
in a way, but I mean, it's a poor excuse in my opinion, because yeah, of course you're always gonna have customers for it.
Mm-hmm.
There's always people getting into games now, especially nowadays, who are like, you know, people say they really like this game. I should probably go check it out. Like, especially like over the past like start of pandemic, the amount of people who've gone into games has exploded exponentially.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're gonna have a ton of people who are like, best game of all time, and then they're gonna get like a shitty top 10 list, and like right there at like number 6 is gonna be like Skyrim, and they're gonna be like, well, fuck, I guess I gotta play. That looks kind of interesting. I kind of like that. It's good. So of course they're gonna like there's always gonna be people buying it.
Yeah.
There's always gonna be people.
But there
buying
needs to be a substantial demand in order. That's just economics, Jacob.
I don't disagree, but I mean it's cultivating an environment where people are gonna be like, yeah, fuck it, I'll buy it. Especially like on the Switch, right?
Yeah.
Of course they're gonna release it on the Switch. It's a mobile platform. It's like a wholly new thing.
Yeah. Or you can buy a Steam Deck and just.
We all know no one's going to be able to buy that Steam Deck for a long time. Those pre-orders are fucking gone.
I'm just telling you, I'd rather buy a Steam Deck than support Nintendo. So,
Ooh, Ooh, that was spicy.
That's what I'm saying.
Why did you want to support Nintendo?
They're overrated.
Damn. It's coming from the guy who actually likes Nintendo more than me.
You do?
No, I don't like anything in Nintendo, really.
Yeah.
I don't like Mario. I don't like Zelda. I don't really.
Yeah.
I mean, I like old Zelda games.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess we're feeling kind of heated today.
Yeah,
I guess
right.
so. We're feeling
lots of hot takes today.
Yeah, a lot of hot takes today. Wow, sorry guys.
I'll run these by you when I go edit and see if you really want him in the video.
Nah, I don't give a shit.
Fair enough. But yeah, no, So you're not gonna buy Anniversary Edition at all?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Not even. Not even for all the content that's been added.
Why do I give a shit about the modded content, Jacob? I have 500 mods on my mod list right now.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Like the stuff I have is far superior than whatever Bethesda can like.
True.
Content pool, whatever.
True, but I mean, like, if you think about the amount of content you're gonna get for $20, it's like equivalent to, if not bigger than, like the other expansions for Skyrim, and they're much farther reaching if you think about it. Like, there's a new system for like survival. There's a new fishing system. There's alternate armors. There's a new system for horses. There's new quests. There's new items to find. There's new data kind of quests. Like it's like if you took like Dawnguard. I'm gonna go with Dawnguard instead of Dragonborn, because that's like kind of the smaller of the two.
Uh-huh.
If you took like all the content in Dawnguard and then you like broke it apart into crumbs and you just spread it across the whole thing. As opposed to it just all being kind of clumped into one spot, and then when you're done with Dawnguard, you're like done with it, and there's like nothing else new about it.
Right.
It's like throughout the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Well, right, but still, you'd get the exact same experience, but if not better, picking your mods from Nexus Mods.
I don't agree, but isn't more content just better? Because I mean, this is also content that you don't have to mod yourself. I mean, it's just. Once you get it, it just works. It's just in the game.
I suppose, but
it's not going to take up a spot in your mod list.
Right, but the whole point is I want a better experience because I'm picking the mods myself. This is all handpicked by Bethesda to make sure that it works with the game and that people who pay $20 aren't going to be pissed off.
Yeah.
With modding, I take that risk, and that's a risk that I know I'm getting into because I want a better experience.
What about when there's the mods that build off of the stuff that's included in this?
What do you mean?
Well, like, I can't speak to the Skyrim community, but like I know in Fallout, like there's like Creation Club stuff like from the same shop in Fallout 4 and then someone will take that and use it as a base to start adding like a mod on top of it. It doesn't happen a lot, admittedly,
Yeah.
but it does happen.
I'm of the mind that shouldn't happen
Why?
because one, you have to pay for the official modded version.
What about how's that any different than like I make a mod that uses assets from Dawnguard?
Well, then that's fine because that's actually like an official 100% expansion. I suppose we're arguing DLCs versus like
Yes, that's my
Bethesda
point.
community things.
That is
I
my
would
point.
prefer official development time went into this expansion.
I mean, development time went into this
No.
grouping of stuff that they're not of Bethesda developers.
It's not,
But
from
Bethesda paid them to make stuff for it.
in a way, but it's from the community, which
I think
if you think about it,
I think you're
that
arguing
could have been
semantics.
released for free.
I think you're arguing semantics.
I don't think I am.
Well, a lot of them do come. Like Eleonora does all the house mods, and she has like 4 or 5 mods in this thing that are like.
And that's great, but
Are you mad at Eleonora now?
I am not mad at Ellie, whoever you're talking about.
Well, I'm just. It's like one I can point to immediately.
Yeah.
Because she makes these pretty houses. Right?
Look, I'm of the mind, and
There you go.
here's my whole issue with it.
Yeah.
Mods should be free.
I don't disagree with that.
Mods should not be a paid experience. You're an idiot if you think so.
But here's my deal, right?
Sure.
When does a mod become official content? Because this is like kind of the gray zone that I think the Creation Club was supposed to like kind of introduce,
Mm-hmm.
and I think this anniversary edition has actually done. Because I think the big division that people understand, in my opinion, right, in my personal opinion, the big division here, right, is a DLC is a substantial amount of content that you're paying for from the developer to expand out the game, right? And a mod is a fan created like bit of content. You accept that it's going to be thinner, it's going to be less, right? Because you might just be an outfit or a sword or whatever, or a single quest, right? But what happens now when Bethesda gets those same people from the community to make a bunch of content and they clump it all together? So now you're getting a sizable, substantial amount of content that's expanding out your game. Is that not the same thing as a DLC?
So here's my deal.
Yeah.
So first, let us define DLC and expansion.
Okay, yeah, I am using those two a little interchangeably,
Yes.
to be fair. Okay, all right, fair. Make your point. Make your point.
So Dawnguard and Dragonborn are expansions in my eyes, even though they're technically DLC. But I really want to
Well, I think
separate these two.
Well, I think the terms are kind of like square and rectangle, right?
Sure.
Like a square can be a rectangle, but a rectangle can't be a square.
Hmm.
You know, by definitions.
Yeah.
So anything you pay for that you download is DLC, right? It's downloadable content. But an expansion can always be DLC, but DLC isn't always necessarily an expansion.
Correct.
Yes.
But so for the sake of this discussion, let us just say
Mm-hmm.
Dawnguard, Dragonborn, and for Fallout 4,
Nuka World and
Far Harbor.
Yes.
So those are expansions.
Yes.
This is what we will define them as right now.
Yes. I agree. 100%.
DLCs would be like for. Have you played Just Cause? Do you know any of the DLC
Not
stuff?
really. I don't know. I know.
Okay, so in the game in Just Cause, you can there's DLC stuff that you can buy, like you can get a monster truck or you can get like a new gun.
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah. Okay.
I consider that DLC, right?
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
with you. I'm with you.
So,
Like Hearthstone and Skyrim, or Hearthfire.
yeah, I would say that's DLC.
That's DLC because I mean it's just a couple houses. It's
Right.
not like a whole quest line and
So
enemies and all that.
at that point, to me, like whatever modding stuff was included in Anniversary Edition, that feels like DLC to me. And it's like, why couldn't you guys do that yourselves? You know, because I already know why Bethesda wants paid mods, right? Because they
Oh,
get paid.
Absolutely.
Like no shit,
Let's
that's
not.
a no-brainer.
There's no qualms about that. Right?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Yeah.
But my point being though, like because I think we're totally on the same page right here.
Okay.
Between what an expansion and DLC is.
Yes.
What I'm saying though is this clump of anniversary stuff to me is it's really in that gray zone
Sure.
between the two. Because expansion to me screams this is a single thing that you download that adds a whole, like it expands out your game in a quantifiable way. Like in Dawnguard, it's like there's like all these new vampires, and I can join this vampire hunting part. There's literal new sections of the map to explore with new enemies and new things to find. Like it is tangible, right? But
Yes.
is an expansion by definition just something that expands out the game, right?
Sure. I think it needs to be a very sizable amount, but
Well, stick with me here.
Okay.
I'm not trying to play semantics.
Okay.
I'm genuinely like putting this forward, right?
okay.
So if you have a bunch of those DLC things, what we agreed on are just like monster truck or like a horse, or if you get like a metric fuck ton of those, is that not like a sizable amount of content that like you would just dump in? Like how is,
I suppose so.
even if it's made by a bunch of different random people, if it all is like put together in one pack now, isn't that just an expansion?
For me, I think I have much higher expectations for an expansion. I want it to be from the official development team.
But if the official development team has given their seal of approval for this, like
Uh-huh.
that, we will put this on our store, like our official like DLC store for you to buy content that we've approved of. Is that not the same as like them being like, this is so good, like it's something we would have made? That's how good it is.
Perhaps the issue that I'm having here is just
The
to
origin
me,
point?
is the origin point. I don't like developers putting things that the community makes, especially when we already have mods. Mods are free; they're already free.
Mhm.
So I'm of the mind of, why am I going to bother paying for this when I can still have a far better experience with what I do myself?
Look,
why am I going to pay for it?
I don't disagree, but I do think it kind of like, I think you're kind of arguing a little bit of semantics, right? Because it feels like to me what your issue is, like, these are the same people who are already doing this for free now. Like, why am I like, what's the difference? Like,
Mhm.
why is this now suddenly different, right?
Yes.
And I definitely understand situations where I 100% agree with that. Like, for example, on the Creation Club for Fallout 4, they released an armor set called the Hellfire Power Armor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's okay. It's a power armor. You know, if you played Fallout 4, that you know what you're getting. It's a big exoskeleton suit, and it has like a weird bug mask, and you know, it like it's themed around fire weapons.
Yeah.
That same day, not week, same day, coincidentally, a fan-made version of that exact same power armor went up on the Nexus.
Yeah.
And there, it's like not the same thing, because obviously like they're not exactly the same, but it's like of the same armor, because it was both of these are based off a canonical armor.
Mm-hmm.
So aesthetically, they're very similar.
Yeah.
Functionally, they're the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They just have different little bonuses. I'm not gonna pay for the Bethesda one. Fuck, I can just get this. I can get the same thing, right?
Right.
Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
And that's a scenario. It's just like, well, yeah, like,
And that's my point.
but that's not gonna be all of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I no, like literally every other example of like the Creation Club and all that, I'm 100% with you, 100%. But now it's been all like clumped together, and like just bloop right in my game.
So basically, just to get to the nitty gritty, you don't want to install mods, is what I'm hearing.
No, I like well, like's a strong word.
Uh-huh.
It's a hassle. I won't lie to you.
It's very much a hassle.
It's. I want to play my game, admittedly.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to spend 3 days getting ready to play my game.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like mods, and I like the modding community. But I do think some people might be a little irrationally mad at this clump of Creation Club content because of the origin point of it. You know, it's like if this was done in any other way than through the Creation Club, like they hired out people from the community, be like, hey, you know, we're gonna do anniversary edition. We'd love to have like the community involved with making content for it, and you know, like if it was done that way, people might lift this up as like a cool, fun, like, oh, you know, we get to be part of the game we love, and like it'll always be there now. Instead, because of all the stuff that was in Creation Club before, and it's just kind of like, you know, like slammed on top.
Yeah.
People are like, it's fucking shit. So it's like, it seems to me like a lot of people are bent out of shape about the route we took, even though it would have been the exact same thing.
Yeah. Well, also, it did kind of screw up the modding community a little bit, just due to.
Well, it's not like they didn't know this was coming.
That's true, but it was kind of unnecessary, just to the changes they made, and now things are kind of have to, it's just modding community
Look,
stuff.
You can't convince me they're worse off than the Fallout 3 people.
They're fucked.
They're they're fucked. They're fucked. That's a whole thing I'm not going to get into, but I think we should come up wrapping on this video game part of this discussion.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, I've been enjoying it. This extra bit of content in my game has been fun. I've enjoyed it.
Well, that's good.
I don't think it's required by any means,
Mm-hmm.
but it has been fun to play Skyrim again and be like, oh, I had no idea this would be here.
Yeah.
As opposed to, because even when you download a mod, you have to know what's in the mod to make sure it doesn't have any conflicts. So you kind of already have to spoil most of the content in your new mod for you before you even experienced it.
I suppose.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, you got to make sure it all works, so you got to know what's in it. You can't really have the fun experience of like, fuck it, I'm going to download 20 new quest mods and just fucking go with it.
Well, you see, Jacob, that's where mod packs come in.
Oh, we're not touching that. We're not touching that. That was a whole thing.
I'm just saying.
I do think that's going to be great when it's finally like rolled out.
And I'm telling you,
completely.
when the mod packs are already here, I already have a couple installed. I'm just saying, what's the point? It already does it for free. It installs all of the mods. They're all compatible. Why am I going to give a shit about Anniversary Edition?
I'm just saying.
You're not saying much.
All right, that's the end of the video game talk. Now you're just being mean. Now you're just being rude.
All right, guys, welcome back.
Yeah, for all you who skip forward now, this is your entry point back in. We're
Yep.
done with the dumb nerd shit now.
Yeah. So what do you want to talk about next?
I was hoping you had something. That was my half hour like contribution.
That was it.
You're so rude. You're really rude to me for no good reason. You know that?
It's because, we're good friends. We banter. It's just banter.
Why did it hurt so much then? Why do I leave our recording sessions and go home and cry? You good?
So yeah, we had lunch with your brother.
Oh yeah, I guess
Yeah.
we could talk about.
Yeah, we
this a
could
little
talk
bit.
about that.
Yeah, we kind of glossed over that. Yeah,
We did.
because there's actually a fun thing we can talk about with this because we've talked about your opinions on fast food before.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I have very high opinions.
Yeah, you very high opinions, and you were telling me when we were there that they've changed a little bit because of the place we went to.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. So you want to talk about that?
Well, sure. We went to Shake Shack.
Mhm.
And that's a place I've been really looking forward to.
I meant to ask this when we were there, but I'm glad I didn't because now I can ask it right now.
What's up?
Why? What about Shake Shack made you really want to try it? Like, what has been the thing? Have you heard a lot about it?
I've heard a lot about it.
Really? I
Yeah.
never heard anyone fucking talk about Shake Shack.
Really?
No, but I guess I don't swim around in communities that talk about fast food places.
Well, your brothers talked highly about it.
Well,
around
yeah.
me.
Well, I mean, that's my brother. I just kind of,
you just tune them out.
and he listens to this, and he knows that's a joke.
But yeah, no, I heard a lot about it on the internet and stuff like, oh, dude, Shake Shack. I was like, whatever. It's another In-N-Out. It's In-N-Out 2.0.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Now you know. Now you know the hubris in that comment.
Yeah, now I know. And, people's opinions on In-N-Out is what I feel about Shake Shack. Because Shake Shack was fucking amazing.
It was great.
Yeah, God damn, that was a good burger.
I must have totally spaced out Shake Shack the last time we were talking about fast food because it really I think is probably my favorite place.
Yeah.
It's a good burger.
Yeah,
That's a tasty burger.
That was a tasty burger. But no, that was great. That was a great burger. For people who are just like, oh, dude, In-N-Out versus Shake Shack. If you fucking say In-N-Out, no. You know how I was. What did I say for McDonald's? What the fuck did I say?
You said that if someone if their go-to is McDonald's, you think lesser of them as a human being.
Oh yeah. Well, then I was exaggerating, but
Yeah.
for this versus In-N-Out versus Shake Shack, I will genuinely think lesser of you if you say In-N-Out. If you've had both. I'm not exaggerating.
There you go. I like you adding that because without that, you're gonna get yourself in trouble, especially with people who listen to this.
What?
You already got in trouble once for.
And I'll fucking get in trouble again. God damn it! I'm not scared of them. But please don't be mad at me, dude.
And I agree though. Shake Shack is that's bomb shit.
Yeah,
That's great.
That was good. I only have two critiques: was the distance that we had to go to,
It's very out of the way for us.
and the price.
Yeah.
However, if Shake Shack was as close as to the In-N-Out
As you are?
as I am right now,
Mm-hmm.
if Shake Shack was there, fucking In-N-Out.
Because
no one else would compare.
honestly, the price doesn't bother me that much.
Yeah.
Like if I've already made up my mind, like I'm gonna go to In-N-Out today, I've already accepted what the price is. Shake Shack.
Shake Shack.
I'm gonna cut that. No, I'm not. I don't cut
And I already think lesser of you, but that's okay because the
but-
bar is really low.
But like if I've already said like, okay, lunch today, I want Shake Shack, the price, I've already accepted that. I've swallowed that pill. Like any place you go to eat, you know, like, all right, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But the real hurdle to me is how far it is and how long it's gonna be a process to get. Because for us, it's quite a drive to get there, and if you want to bring it back, you got to do that drive twice. And by then, your burger's gotten soggy, your fries have gotten cold. It's a wash at that point.
Oh yes.
Even DoorDash, I've DoorDash Shake Shack to me before. Not worth it. Takes too long.
Dude, I wanted to fucking DoorDash it just because I wanted to try it while my mom was vacationing, and that shit was gonna cost me $40.
Yeah, it's expensive.
And I was like, "What?
Yeah,
That is a gourmet burger."
yeah. That's we had steaks that were $50 one time. Fucking those steaks weren't even worth that much. That's a lot to risk on a burger place you never even tried before.
Yes,
But
I still wouldn't pay that price right now, even after giving that high praises. But you know,
that's a lot of money for a burger. I won't lie.
yes,
I won't lie.
I would just rather go to In-N-Out. Sorry.
But if the two are next to each other,
Oh yeah,
no competition.
yeah. If someone else is in the car and they say, "Oh, can we get In-N-Out?" I'd say, "How about you walk over there and I will go get Shake Shack, and you can get an Uber back home because I'm not going to allow you in my car anymore."
See, now my favorite part about your newfound love for Shake Shack is I don't even think you've tried the best thing on the menu yet. You just tried their basic burger and you're like in.
Yeah, that was cash.
It was cash money. I think their best burger is at Smoke Shack. I know what you've talked. You don't like the bacon on it, and I agree. The bacon on a burger is kind of a sin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say it now. I've been developing that opinion for a little bit. Get the bacon off my fucking burger. I don't want the bacon on my burger.
Yeah.
It always ends the exact same way every time I get fucking bacon on a burger. You take one bite where the bacon strip is, because they like to do that lateral like cross pattern on your burger.
Yeah.
You bite into one of them, and then you pull the whole strip out with the bite. And then if you got a saucy burger, like one like from like Wendy's or something, where all the sauce is on the same level where the bacon strip is,
Oh, it pulls out all the sauce.
bam, right there on the chest. Done. I've done that so many times and it makes me mad every time. Like I think for like a Wendy's burger, I have to prime myself by doing a little teeth grind on that first bite.
Yeah. You gotta close your mouth fully, and then you gotta very slowly pull it away from it. You know.
Yeah. So I will admit, get the fucking bacon off my burger. Worthless.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't add that much flavor. It's not even a good meat.
Yeah.
Leave it. But otherwise, it had like that Smoke Shack has the peppers. It's got that like slightly hot sauce on it. Not a lot. Ooh, chef's kiss. I love that shit. That's I think the best menu item is that Smoke Shack.
It's just, I get nervous when the more things you add on to something.
I agree. I agree.
The way I take my pizza is a basic cheese, but usually when I'm with someone else, they'll say, "Oh, can you put beef on it?" I'm just like, fucking whatever. I can either take it or leave it. I'm a simple man, Jacob. You know this about me.
I don't disagree with you, but I'm also of the opinion that if there's something I like to just tangentially add one more thing on it. See how I feel about that time.
I suppose.
Like to me, I agree with you. A good pizza is a simple one, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'll still add ham on that bitch.
Yeah.
Like I'll try your normal cheese pizza first. That's a bomb ass pizza.
Yeah.
Now, what if you put ham on it? Ooh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
What about I don't know, green onions? Ooh, I don't like how you do your green onions. Take that shit back off. I can live with this little take and give.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when I go play roulette. Small bets up.
Not from what I've seen how you play. At least not in the second hour.
Don't get too many drinks in me then.
But no, I genuinely enjoyed Shake Shack, and I'll definitely be giving that burger that you recommend another shot.
I mean, you don't gotta do it the next time. You could try that. You could try the normal burger a couple times. You can really get a feel for how much you like it. But I will say, I've never ever had a bad burger from Shake Shack, not once. But
probably because you only go twice a year. But
I don't know. I've been a couple times, and I've always been satisfied.
Well, next time you go, please invite me.
I think we will. We will.
Look forward to it.
we'll start up.
Well, all right. I already forgot what we were talking about. Like, my memory is fucking bad. So Jacob.
Yes.
Yeah. I had a question, and this might sound a little bit odd.
I'm waiting for it. It probably will be.
So I couldn't help but notice, and this is a really odd thing to notice, but
Oh man, this is gonna be.
so
Why is it that you have to lean left when you pee, man? That's really fucking weird.
well, we'll get to that later. But
Wait,
I noticed when your parents go to sleep, and in fact, everyone in your household does this. They leave the door open.
Oh my fucking god. Yeah,
Don't-
I don't know.
But do you leave your door open?
No, I fucking close it like.
Oh,
a
you
normal
close
human
it. Do you
being.
lock it?
Well, my door doesn't have a lock, but it.
But if you could lock it, would you lock it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Is that?
So we are of the same mind on this.
Yes. No, I don't know why everybody in my house does this. It's
Yeah,
super
that's
weird.
super
to me.
weird to me. And I was like, oh, that makes me really uncomfortable.
But you know what the thing is about it though?
Hmm.
Is I know my mother is also like me. Because whenever I've seen her go to bed first between my parents, she will absolutely close the door behind her.
Oh, okay.
But then my dad will go up and he'll just fucking let that shit hang open. He doesn't give a fuck. And then my brother does the same thing. I don't know why. I
That
really
is
am curious.
An extremely weird thing for me. Like, how do these people sleep comfortably and securely?
I don't know.
Like,
Because my,
Sorry,
go-
you no, you go.
Well, because to me, like closing the door is like it's both a symbolic and practical gesture, right? I am closing the door because I'm going to go to bed, so
Yes.
do not bother me.
Yes,
This is my barrier.
yes.
Do not come past this barrier. I have said good night to you. Do not bother me now.
There's no more further discussion to be
This-
had today.
This is final, right?
Uh-huh.
And then it's practical in the sense that now I've put a barrier in place to stop noise and light from disturbing me when I'm trying to sleep.
Exactly.
How the fuck you do that with an open door? I have no idea.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you were of the same mind that everyone in your house kept the door open.
No, I don't know where the hell that comes from.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm curious though what it is for most people though, because most people I know that aren't my dad and my brother, everybody I know closes the door.
Yes.
Like when I had a roommate, he closed that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I've had friends who like I've been over at their place and they were like I was hanging out with their room or their roommate went to bed or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The weird convoluted state that would take for me to be around someone else's place when they're going to go to bed. I've always seen the door closed.
Yeah.
I don't know who's the weird fuck who's like, I'm just going to sleep with the door open. I'm going to let that shit hang free.
Yeah. Those people. I'm like, how do you do that?
I don't get it.
Do you just like sleep with the front door open too, or is that what do you?
Well, it feels like when I lived in the Midwest, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me take a step back.
You lived in the Midwest.
I know, right? Whoa, how did you survive? I lived there through 2 winters too. Oh my god. So you lock your car
Yes.
every single time you leave it, right?
Absolutely.
Without fail, not a second thought goes through your mind. Lock that bitch.
Which is default.
Default. In the Midwest, that shit just doesn't happen for some people. The door is closed. What more do I need to do? And that baffled me in the exact same way. Or even just leaving the front door unlocked. Even when you're not home.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. To me, that seems like the door has a lock on it for a reason. Like, it's to just stop people from just, like I know the saying, like, a lock only stops an honest person, right? But there's also just, like, fucking teenagers and shit who are just gonna come and just try just to fuck with your shit.
Yeah.
Like, I've only ever come home to my apartment one time when I lived on my own to an open door. And that shit scared the fuck out of me. Because I always locked my door. And
Yeah.
this was just like one time when I was in a rush and I had totally spaced it.
Mhm.
And my door was old and shitty because my apartment building was like fucking literally 100 years old.
You didn't fully close it.
I didn't fully close it and so it didn't lock right.
Gotcha.
Because it's cold, so I had to put weather stripping around my door. Anyway, it's a long story. Anyway, so when I came home later that day, 8 hours later, the door was just open a crack.
Mm.
And the instant thought I had in my mind was,
Someone's in my house.
that was the first one. And the second one was, once I realized no one was there, how many people have poked their head in my apartment now because the door was open? Like, that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
But I'm sure, like, someone who's used to doing, like, leaving their door unlocked would just be like, well, I mean, what were they done? Like, everything's here, so what difference does it make?
Right.
I don't want some of my space. And to me, that's, like, part of that. You close the door when you go to sleep You lock your car when you leave it. You lock your front door when you leave your house.
Exactly.
I think this is non-negotiable in my opinion.
I agree. That's just basic security right there.
It's just basic security. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where that starts in my household. Always is weirding me out.
Yeah, I definitely want to know. I want to hear opinions from people that leave their door open and why they're damaged like that.
Who hurt you?
Why would you do that?
Why would you allow an opening for someone to hurt you again then?
Wow, that's really deep, Jacob.
I know, right?
Impressive.
What can I say? I was a professional writing minor.
Debatable with the way you spell, but yeah.
Look, autocorrect on my phone just likes to act up. All right,
Sure.
shut up.
But no, can you sleep?
No,
And
no,
you can't sleep.
if
with
my
the door
door's open, I can't sleep. But like in my house, I don't know how common this is, but like our doors would warp. Like they would warp really badly.
just randomly, just cause they felt like it.
We had a swamp cooler.
Oh yeah.
We had a swamp cooler, so our doors would warp really badly. So they didn't fit. They don't fit in the frames right.
Yeah.
So I was in this weird slump of being the only person in my house that requires the door to be closed for me to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yet the door does not close. It gets right up to the edge, and then I'd have to like literally grab the top of the door and pull it down and then like throw my weight in it just so it could like go in like a quarter of an inch into the door frame.
Uh-huh.
It was closed then, like it's not opening then because it's now like wedged in,
Oh yeah.
but like the latch isn't engaged or anything.
Well, technically, it's more secure than if it was latched. So
What? Not technically, because one time when my brother and me were fucking around with the door, you know, just being children. Children, we're probably like in our teens when we did this.
in your 20s.
Not that far. We were messing with the door, and he's doing that brother shit where he's messing with me. So like, because he had this like hanging like pull-up bar that he would use on his door, and our doors face each other. So one time he was fucking with me, so he pulled himself up and then like kicked my door open, like drop kick style with both feet. And the door went open, and I was like getting annoyed. So we did this little like tug of war back and forth with my door. And in the process of doing this, my door closed completely. Like it went all the way in. Keep in mind, the door is still warped. I could not open the door. I had closed it from the inside. I was trapped in my own room, and I could not for the life of me open this door. I was stuck in this room for an hour.
So how did you get out?
My dad had to come. And even then he came, and he was like, and like I could like the handle was turning. He's like, son, get out of the way of the door. I'm like, Dad, I'm on the other side of the room waiting for you to kick this door in. I'm not doing nothing. And like the handle would turn, but it just wouldn't because there was too much friction because of the door.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, I thought he was gonna have to take a fire axe to that door. I thought I was gonna get a new door that weekend.
We're gonna have to get the jaws of life to get you out of there. Shit.
Yeah, I was like actually trapped, and because I would like when he'd give up for a little bit, then I go over and I yank on my handle, and I mean like yank, like foot on the wall, like pulling.
Right.
It took an hour, and it took both of us just heave-hoing that fucking door. And I never felt such relief at seeing a door open in my life. I thought I was gonna die in there.
Yeah.
I thought it was my crypt.
It's like you were in solitary confinement.
I was, and I didn't want to be there. And the worst part was my dad didn't believe me through most of it that I was just like actually stuck. I think he generally thought I was messing with him. And I was just like, no, Dad, I'm stuck. Please come back. Help me. I need to get out. My brother's a string bean. He ain't going to help me get this door open. Once again, I love you, bro. I know you're going to be listening to this later.
Oh, man. Yeah, Yeah, I don't know. That's still weird to me.
It is weird to me,
Can you
too.
close your door now?
Yes, I have a different room now, and the door actually closes.
And I know you guys don't use the swamp cooler anymore, so.
Nah, that shit got thrown out. Shit no good no more.
Yeah.
It smelled like old water.
It's because you have to replace the water in the
No, we
cooler.
did that. It just
okay.
bacteria. Anyway, that's semantics. I'm not gonna get into the nitty gritty of how a swamp cooler works.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that you would.
I don't know how it works. I'm gonna be honest with you, so that's why I'm not gonna do it.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Thank you, Jacob.
Fuck. So I think we're coming up on the end now, folks. Thank you so much for listening to the Lucky 13 podcast. I've been Jake. You should listen to us on YouTube, and I'm really fucking up this end. Like,
Where do I come in? Do I get to say my name again?
do
or-
you get to say your name?
I don't know. You tell me. You're the host, apparently.
Oh, you really didn't like that conversation in the
No,
car
I did
earlier.
not.
What do you? Okay, what do you not like about me saying that? I mean, like I edit it. I put.
Well,
I
that's
bring the
good. Well,
equipment-
that's great. You edited it. That's
I bring
great.
the
That's
equipment.
fantastic. I'm so happy for
I
you.
manage it. Like, what do you expect from
You
me?
manage it? What does that entail?
Well, I make sure the equipment shows up. I bring the equipment back and forth with me. It records on my own fucking iPad.
Well, that's great. I'm so glad that you have this figured out, but I'm still trying to figure out.
Uh-huh.
So you're saying for the people that work on like a podcast, right? Let's for example, like Joe
No,
Rogan,
no, no,
right?
no,
yeah,
no,
no.
no,
You let me
that's
finish. You let me
clearly
finish.
different.
How is that different?
Because it's different in the sense that obviously the roadie who comes in to set up Joe Rogan's shit isn't the guy who's in charge of it, because he's not even on the fucking show. Alright? I'm saying if Joe Rogan showed up to Elon Musk's house and he showed up with his own fucking recording equipment and the show was called the Joe Rogan Experience, so
Yes.
it's just this anyway. Clearly, it's Joe Rogan's fucking show.
Right. I'm sorry. Is this the Jacob show?
Keep this attitude up, it's gonna be.
Go ahead.
Don't fucking tempt me. I'll do it.
Try to
It's
figure out
fine.
another name. It took us 2 goddamn episodes to figure out the Lucky 13 podcast.
Look, all right. I don't need you to second guess me. I just thought, like, I didn't mean to say, I
Uh-huh.
didn't mean to imply that you just weren't involved.
Yeah.
I just meant to imply that, like, you're like my co-host. You're like you're my number one. But in the people's eyes, I'm number one. You're number two.
What makes me number 2 in people's eyes?
Well, because
I just don't say, "Hey guys, welcome to the Lucky 13 podcast. I'm your host Ben."
well, if you're gonna say it like a fucking spaz, then yeah, of course you're not allowed to do it.
I don't like you right now.
Anyway, so follow us on the social medias. We have a. You're not gonna help me with these plugs now.
No, you're the
Okay.
host. You
Okay.
figure it
What
out.
if I say I'm sorry?
You're sorry.
You're so good at the plugs. You really do the plugs the best.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. You can follow us on Twitter,
Thank
TikTok, Instagram, especially on Twitch. We're streaming still. That's twitch.tv/resource_13.
Yeah, you're currently streaming Majora's Mask, aren't
Yeah, still doing Majora's Mask. That's going to get finished sometime next year, hopefully.
you?
And I'm still playing every week, so hopefully we can finish that soon.
Yeah.
And, there's still stuff coming out on the channel.
Yeah, still stuff. We have stuff coming out pretty much on a weekly basis almost.
Yeah,
Not
basically.
big, not always big stuff, but stuff is always coming out.
Yep, exactly. So please be sure to, like this video. Fucking, again, start asking us questions, guys. Where are those questions? I haven't seen those questions.
Well, you never clarified what to ask questions through.
What?
What do you want them to ask you questions? Like, do you want them to go to your Twitter? Do you want them to go to the Instagram? What do you want them to go?
Why the fuck would someone ask us a question on Twitter? Just like, hey, I know you mentioned like you want us to ask questions on podcasts, and I was hoping
Well, I mean,
all this through Twitter.
Well, I mean, we didn't give them an email.
If they're
address.
listening to us, we don't have any other services on that we put this podcast on. Why would you not therefore put it on the comment section?
Yeah, that's a good.
I'm not gonna spoon feed our audience, Jacob. I'm hoping they're smart.
I'm sorry. All right, I wasn't expecting much heat. Shit. Anyway, thanks for listening. I guess Ben's
God,
really
now
upset.
I'm upset.
I really
Now
made
you've
him
got
mad.
me
I'm
riled
sorry,
up.
guys. This is an ugly side of Ben. You don't need to see this side. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take him away. Maybe we'll get another Shake Shack burger. He really liked
Ooh,
that.
that'd be good.
See, look, he's already calming down. But anyway, thank you all so much for listening. I've been Jake,
I've been Ben.
and we'll see you again next week.
See ya.
Check it.